Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
There's always just that actual red light defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
Thank you very much for that, Ian Wright. People deluded, I'm back again. Transfer season is kicking off. Many of these rumors, 99.9% of them are all BS, but they provide talking points. Let's see what's going on concerning our football club, Arsenal. As usual, appreciative to everybody tuned in. Any thoughts you have, please do share your opinions. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell, and check out the rest of the videos. I'm sure you lot can see the hyperlinks and whatnot floating when this video comes out. Now, according to what reports are read out, people, in relation to William Saliba, some reports are more positive, some are more negative. We'll never know until we reach a conclusion. Clearly, we need to tie down this very talented centre half, people. At 21, better yet, freshly 22 years of age, has the world of his feet at his feet. He's a very good player. He has the potential to be great, people. 1 second. Apologies, hay fever season. But as I was saying, Saliba's got the potential to be as good as he wants. We need to tie him down. Contracted until 2024. We need to tie him down. And I have some, I don't know where the confidence comes from. I have some confidence we'll get Saliba to sign a new deal. But I am not Edu. I'm not Arteta. I'm not Saliba's advisors. I'm just a fan and I don't know. And until it's decided, all options are on the table. This could drag on into the new season. Hopefully, best case scenario, we wake up tomorrow and he signs a new deal, or at least before pre-season starts. Worst case scenario is that there's break off in talks and the man has to be sold on. William Saliba seeking improved offer from Arsenal. Contract talks. Arsenal are continuing new contract talks with William Saliba, but fresh terms are not close to being finalized. Sources have confirmed to 90 Minute. 90 Minute has learned from sources close to Saliba's reps that they are not trying to force a move away from the club, which is great. Rather, they're asking for a contract fitting of a player considered by many as one of the best young defenders in the world, which he is. As we know, he's had a brilliant season. It was ended by injury, and that probably highlighted two things: how important he is to the team and how frail Arsenal's system might be in defensive options. There's no coincidence we were more able to deal with the injury to Jesus than to William Saliba, because we've got stronger attacking players, really and truly. And I think Saliba's also, I'd say three things. I think even with Saliba in the team, we're definitely an improved defensive side from what we've been, and we're definitely a decent defensive side, but I need us to be a great defensive side. When we talk about Arsenal, you think of Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, you know, Arteta balls, Zinchenko building out moves from the back. I want us to continue that. But I also want people to mention Arsenal as a great defensive side, and defense wins titles. And we have conceded cheap goals. I personally think the warning signs have been there in games that have been one-way traffic, really. And it was highlighted towards the tail end of this season. So hopefully contract talks are continuing and we get to something positive in that regard. I actually big up my guy, Harry. Make sure you're checking out his YouTube channel, purely because, if I remember rightly, sorry people, as we've seen, we've gone over this Saliba stuff. Arsenal began talks with Saliba back in September, as 90 Minute revealed, but are still some way from meeting the players' demands. Saliba has seen fellow St. Etienne graduate Fofana earning a big contract, and it's true, really and truly. Obviously, you can't, in any other walk of life, you know, if you're in an industry and you're close with people that are of the same level as you, and you're at A company and that guy's at B company and you're as good as him, and if not better, you're going to say, maybe I could go over there and get a new deal. Maybe I could leverage that and say, listen, compared to the industry market, I believe I should get X amount, in which Saliba's advisors are doing the right things. We've heard rumors that they've moved away, you know, they were coming close to an agreement. They pulled the plug. They're doing the right things. He's 22. Ideally, I'm sure his advisor would be pushing for a 3-year deal. Arsenal would be pushing for a 5. So the compromisation would probably be a 4-year deal up with an option of another one. And as I've said before, whether you're Saka, Martinelli, Saliba, assuming he signs one, Benjamin White, Odegaard, they will sign new deals before that new contract, assuming they all sign, is completed. You know, Haaland's been at City 2 minutes. There's talks of a new deal there. I'm sure Alvarez has signed a new deal at City. Phil Foden always gets new deals. Retaining and improving players and keeping your good players and working on the training ground with them is as important as bringing in new players, people. So, yeah, I mean, what I would say is, in Saliba's defense, how much would it cost to bring him in? You know, if he had the season he had at Marseille, if he was at another Premier League team or a team in Europe and he had this great year, didn't really play a significant role at the World Cup, but did what he did at the World Cup in some capacity, or his form led him there, done what he did this season, how much would he cost? How much would it cost in terms of a signing on fee, agent commission and wages? The same logic extends to Martinelli and Odegaard, people. Big up Harry. He actually offered something on this as well. We're gonna have to. Why is he muted? You should not be muted. Where is it? Because he spoke on Saliba. He actually, yeah, here it is. I understand that the reported 120k per week offer made to William Saliba is not the most recent number being discussed between the club and the defenders, people. So 120, not that I'm pocket watching, you know, it's more than double his current wages. You know, he probably deserves to be closer to the 200 mark and things like that, really, especially if he's doing his job. So we'll have to see. In relation to Saliba's fitness, he's no closer to a return from injury after being left out of the France side, people, the latest France squad. Really, Fofana's been called up as well, so we'll have to see how that's been gone. For what is being said, Arteta said, I think he's evolving in the right way. In the last few weeks, his progress has been much more positive than in the previous 2 months. We've been pretty conservative to give him the best possible chance to have a go again. Maybe if we had more defensive options, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but Saliba might not have had to play in the second leg against Sporting Lisbon and aggravate that injury. We need him back for pre-season. In an ideal world, you know, Smith Rowe uses the under-21s championship as a pre-season to build his fitness and come and show Arteta, or better yet, remind Arteta of your quality. The same could be extended to Fabio Vieira, who, like Nuno Tavares, has been named in Portugal's under-21 side for the upcoming championships, people. So we'll have to monitor that closely. We already know Tomiyasu isn't going to be part of pre-season. For what it's worth, in relation to Martin Odegaard, who's been linked with Barcelona and primarily PSG in recent days, Arsenal will not entertain offers for captain Martin Odegaard as they plan contract talks with the Norwegian, people. PSG have been credited with an interest in Odegaard, who has 7 assists and 15 goals in the season that's just gone. Arsenal have no plans to part with him. And to be fair, you know, Saka coming through the academy, Martinelli signed for peanuts, Odegaard for 30 million. To steal, especially in today's market where, respectfully, we spent 52 million on Lacazette. He was a good player, but it wasn't what we thought. 72 million for Pepe, you know, a costly free transfer in Willian, Cedric and Marie. You see where we're at with that. So it's nice when players are bought in for cheap money and they're done all right. And at 24, he's approaching that vital period. I think there's many gears to go. I want to see you get 15 or more goals next season. I think you're good enough to get double figures for assists. I do think you should move into that 8 role. And I do think Odegaard can control the tempo of our game. Like, obviously, in the middle and the final third, you see him. But I really think in the middle of the park, he could run the show. And I'm not comparing him to Santi Cazorla, but I do think he could kind of do that sort of stuff for Arsenal. So hopefully we get Odegaard to sign a new deal along with Saliba, and they'll follow Saka, Big Gabby, Gabriel Martinelli, and obviously Ramsdale. The Gunners are in talks with Saliba. Hopefully we get there really, and there's some progress in that regard. Former Fulham goalkeeper Schwarzer, I can never pronounce his name. Apparently, he has said that he thinks Paulinho is going to depart Fulham. And as you know, Paulinho has previously been linked with Arsenal, Manchester United, Newcastle, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Spurs. All of those clubs, to varying degrees, need a centre midfielder. So maybe that's where it is. He's a decent player, you know, arguably one of the signings of, well, definitely one of the signings of the season. You know, Haaland's going to take that. And there's a number of other players that could be a part of a top 5, top 10 sort of list, really and truly. So we'll have to see, really and truly. He's got 83% pass accuracy last season. He got 4 goals, but, you know, it's not really relevant in his role, the goals you score, essentially. I do think there is another article in relation to Odegaard's new deal. Arsenal are keen to wrap up a quick agreement with the captain, Martin Odegaard, over a new and improved deal. Apparently, he's happy in London to the point where he's spending the first half of the players' off-season in London before going to Norway, people. We want to commit him to a new deal. We know he's contracted until 2025 with an option of another new deal, with another year, apologies. Apparently, a well-placed source has told Football Insider that Arsenal have no intention of parting with the midfielder and are ready to hand him a bumper new deal. It is believed the new agreement will see Odegaard's wages brought in line with top-earning star Bukayo Saka, who signed a new long-term deal worth a reported 195k a week. So you'd imagine Saliba, Odegaard are going to try and draw parity to that, really and truly. So yeah. happy to see players are signing new deals. As I said, that's as important. And he's our captain and he's done quite well. Tielemans, who's not really been linked with Arsenal, but has finally confirmed one of the worst kept secrets in football, and that he'll be departing Leicester City on a free transfer. We've been linked with a couple of Leicester City players, Yuri Tielemans, James Maddison. You know, we've both been linked with them. Maybe if James Justin never had the injuries to the scale he did, maybe that could be a cut price way of fixing our left and right back options, really. As we know, he's going to leave. He's going to end a 4.5-year spell where he won the Community Shield and the FA Cup. And at 26, his next move is vital. He said, "I'm bidding farewell to this incredible club. I am forever grateful for your support, people." So we'll have to see. Being a free agent, there's going to be a lot of clubs interested in him. So we'll have to see. And he'll be linked with every Premier League team, the Newcastles, the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, the Man Uniteds. He'll probably, or if he hasn't already, been linked with moves abroad. Luke Edwards of The Telegraph apparently has said on Declan Rice, Arsenal are supposedly and have been quite like Madrid with Bellingham. They've supposedly got this deal verbally agreed with someone that will come to Arsenal, but West Ham are being sensible. They realise he won't sign a new contract and they're trying to maximise what they can get from him. I've heard they're looking for as much as 150 million for him. I'm sure they would like 100, 120, 150 million, and that would be good business. You know, regardless, it's going to be a great profit, you know, on a man that was released by Chelsea, gone on to play over 200 times for West Ham, potentially lift the cup if they win against Fiorentina on Wednesday, you know, become their captain and things like that. But 150 million is silly money for, you know, as much as I like Declan Rice, he's not really, he's clearly not worth that. And obviously he's got a year left. I don't blame West Ham for probably digging their heels in, and this is probably the calm before the storm. They want every Premier League team and the Bayern Munichs and all these things of this world to get involved in the bidding war for Declan Rice, because it drives up the price. And as much as I hear verbally agreed and we're confident and he's picking Arsenal and all these reports, as we've seen with Mudryk and Felix and players before that, until players are holding shirts, anything is up for debate, people. And these are players wanted by just about everybody. According to a report from Italy, people, the Gunners are set to start talks with the agent of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic about a summer move, this article says. I don't know if that correlates to Declan Rice or not, people. So I think this is more of a think piece. So we'll have to see, but we do have to have other targets. Allegedly, Declan Rice still favours Arsenal move despite Bayern Munich's charm offensive. Tuchel apparently has been on the phone to him and he said he'll build his midfield around him. We know Chelsea have been interested in him. Tuchel was there when you know they seem to really be up in their interest in him. Arsenal still have the edge over Bayern Munich in the race to sign Declan Rice, with the midfielder preferring to stay in London rather than relocate to Bayern Munich. You know, I can't say Bavaria. I think that is that. And just because he's keen on that, things change. You know, again, fair enough. But footballer, you have to be prepared to go anywhere. If City asks for you, can't imagine turning down Pep Guardiola. If Newcastle offer you something attractive, if the Bayern Munichs and the Paris Saint-Germain's where there's been links, yeah, you want to live in London, but you could really achieve footballing greatness at a couple of these clubs. Man United, historically a massive club, can't see him acting. Liverpool as well, provided these clubs put down the money. Chelsea, obviously in London, much like our football club. The 24-year-old is all but confirmed to leave the London Stadium at the end of West Ham season, with the club not only respecting the player's ambition, but aware of the high fee their captain will command, people. He's valued by David Moyes at 120 million. Apparently Bayern Munich are preparing an offer of 87 million, people, but he's still keen on joining Arsenal. So we'll have to see, people. He doesn't want to relocate his young family. I'm not unaware if he has kids and things like that. So yeah, as we know, Xhaka could be departing the club, probably will be departing the club. Charlie Hoffenden, apologies for mispronunciation, has kind of poured cold water on initial reports that Caicedo's price tag to Arsenal has been revealed. Apparently, contrary to reports, Arsenal have not found out Brighton's asking price for Caicedo. Understands there's no asking price. It will go to negotiations. No contact from Arsenal and Chelsea since Jan. There is a third club in the race, and there's probably more than 3 clubs interested. Allegedly, Bayern Munich have put Mane, Gnabry and Leroy Sané on the market, and I'm sure many people would have them at Arsenal and other clubs, and I'm sure there's other reasons to not take any of them other clubs. But depending on the level of a deal to be done, not just Arsenal, but a couple of clubs might benefit from Mane, Serge Gnabry or Leroy Sané. Let me know your thoughts. Once again, comment, like, subscribe, etc. We have been linked with Dani Almo. Apparently, he is set to stay at Leipzig and he'll extend his contract, people. He was out of contract next season. That could still mean he leaves, but that means he leaves kind of through the front door, trying to get Leipzig a price tag. Apparently, according to reports, Marquinhos is attracting interest from clubs in Turkey and Portugal. Turkey's the way Turkish football fans move, football's like a religion. It's a big country to play in and a competitive league. Obviously, he's Brazilian, Portuguese speaker. You'd imagine Portugal is probably more able for him to adapt to and things. He's been recommended by Fenerbahce legend Alex de Souza, who coached him at youth level. Apparently Galatasaray, Fenerbahce and an unnamed Portuguese club are interested in him. Started well at Norwich, haven't heard too much noise or seen anything beyond that. Again, we signed him for 3 million. If he can become a first team player, that is fantastic news for Arsenal. If not, put yourself in the shop window and get your move, people. So I have to see, that's irrelevant to us in that regards, people. Seeing what goal.com have said, people. We've been linked, and I've covered a video on this before, but we've been linked with Montpellier's Wahi. Apparently, the 20-year-old has netted 17 goals and 6 assists in 32 Ligue 1 games, people. It's between Arsenal and Monaco, allegedly are the front runners, according to reports. He will command a fee of 30 to 35 million euros. Not really the profile if we were to bring in an attacker, but he is quick. He is a bit of a live wire. He can play out wide as well as up front. He does tie in with the age range of what we're doing. Obviously, the historical French ties could be well. If I was him, as much as Arsenal could be enticing, I'd probably go to Monaco. You're more likely to play. That's probably the next step in your development. Monaco could act as the intermediate step if they have the money, and then you move to Arsenal, the Premier League, or whatever at 20 years of age. So I have to see. Reports that, 1 minute we bidded for Fresnadar, then Fabrizio Romano's poured cold water on it. Allegedly, Arsenal have made a 15 million euro offer for the La Liga wonder kid of Real Valladolid, according to Ikram Konor. Forgive me for mispronunciations. Bring him. That would be my first choice. Arsenal to rival Spurs and Newcastle to sign Maddison. Bayern Munich to snatch Vlahovic from Arsenal. Once again, Romano poured cold water. This was, a few hours ago. Arsenal appreciate Fresnadar since January, but told they have not sent an official proposal. So at this moment, for all the interest in Caicedo, Rice, Fresnadar, to us as football fans, no official offers have been placed. So it's the calm before the storm. We're not going to sell Smith Rowe. We've gone over that. Alexis Sanchez has been linked with both a return to the Premier League and to Arsenal. I think that's a myth. Milinkovic-Savic is available for 26 million. Every day, Ansu Fati seems closer to leaving Barcelona. He's also once again been linked with a move away. We're eyeing a move for Elise. I'd be keen on that. A Sasha Boy bid was rejected. We're linked with Conde and Rabiot. Nelson's allegedly signed a new deal. So we'll have to see what all of these things say. As I say, 99.9% of these rumors, for whatever reason, don't materialize. Again, the dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. But as a minimum, it provides a great talking point to us football fans. On that note, you lot stay safe, stay blessed. Let me know your thoughts. Check out the rest of the videos. Thank you for listening to my 2 pence on these things. And I'll see you lot again soon.
There's always just that active red flag, defending. I think it's like